Yo, so Cafecito Time candles and melt are now available, guys. The smell is unbelievable. And I'm not just saying this, but my house smells so damn good. Every time I come in, everyone's like, are you making coffee? I'm like, nope, it is my new candle. So exclusively just for our listeners, if you use HERR 10, you will get 10% off our melts and the candle. I like them both, so I can't suggest one or the other. I have the melts upstairs in my room, and the candle burns downstairs. So make sure you get yours exclusively only at Twin Candle Co. Make sure you use HERR 10. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another HERR Lounge podcast. By the time this episode drops, it is 2 days or 3 days, right, away from, well, Hispanics celebrate Christmas Eve. So sorry, but technically, I guess it's not till the next day. So 4 days, I guess, right, Rob? When this episode drops, let's see, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
So 4 Christmas days. Is Saturday, right?
Is it Saturday?
Oh no, Christmas Eve is Saturday. Sorry, yeah.
So Christmas Day is Sunday. Yeah, okay. So 4 days. I feel like I'm never ready for Christmas, but with that being said, you guys know I like to start with the positive quote, and I think this is for a lot of people this year, just because I think maybe me, and I just feel like I've seen it more because, when you're looking for stuff, it seems like everybody else is going through it. But anyway, this year I lost, won, failed, cried, laughed, loved, but above all, I learned.
Yeah.
Right? I think that's a good one, right?
I need a shot now. I need booze.
Right? What did I lose this year? Yeah. So I was thinking about that. I was just like, man, the holidays are about to get here. Why is it that no matter what, you're just never ready for the holidays? No matter how early you shop, right? Yes. For the holidays, no matter if you got everyone's gifts, for some reason, it's never like, oh my God. I know someone who starts Christmas shopping in October because she says it's so stupid, which totally is right, to shop just during like when Christmas sells or Black Friday sells. Mm-hmm. Like there's sales all year long.
Right.
So when you see something that somebody will like, just buy it if it's on sale. And I'm always like, yeah, that's so true. But I also don't go to the stores. So,
yeah, like, did you go to the store at all this year? It's all online, right?
No, I think the only thing I'm going to have to go do is Target for gift cards, for Target gift cards.
Why not Walmart gift cards?
I'm going to pass on Walmart gift cards. I'm not sending anyone there. Sorry.
All right. That's the first clip of the episode, 2 minutes in.
Sorry, not doing that.
Not today's climate.
You know what? I used to not mind Walmart, and I used to hate when people would be like, "Oh yeah, I don't go to Walmart." I'd be like, "Whatever. Like, what's the big deal? It's just the same, and it's even cheaper. But it's so cheap. It's just like
sometimes it's a pretty stark difference between Target and Walmart.
What? Okay, so this is totally random, but there is it's already cooked, but it's shrimp. And also the salmon. So when I was prepping for bodybuilding competitions, that's where I would go. Well, when I started finally grocery shopping at HEB, because I used to grocery shop at Walmart because of those salmons and the shrimp, which were so reasonable. And I was like, HEB, y'all have 3 salmons in here and want to charge me like $8. And at Walmart, it's like a whole, and it's the perfect sizes too. So it's like the right size that I need.
Is it the one that's like flat? Like it's like really thin?
Yes. Okay, and it's in a red bag.
Yeah. Dawn gets those.
Okay. So they're perfect, right?
Yes.
They're just the right amount.
It's like little poke bowls of that.
Exactly.
Yeah. They are $7 a packet though.
Now I'm talking about back then when I used to go to, we're talking about 8 years ago.
Yeah.
Is that not crazy?
How much was it, like ballpark?
I used to pay like $4.
Damn.
Yeah, it was like $4.29.
Bro. They're every bit of $8. Like,
easily now. Yeah. And I think I've even seen them for a tad bit more with HEB, to be honest with you. But anyway, it was just like, I just couldn't do it. And then like produce at Walmart. I was like, man,
Don't you go to Joe V's for produce?
No.
No,
I go to HEB or Whole Foods. But Whole Foods is hard, man, because if you don't eat it, so I don't know if y'all do this, but I put my strawberries in jars. I put my grapes in jars. I put anything fruit related. I put it in jars and I put it in the refrigerator, except for bananas, obviously, because it keeps them. They last longer. And I'm just not a fan of the frozen fruits unless I'm going to make smoothies or put it in one of those like acai bowl. Like if you make something like that at home, I'll do that. But
a parfait.
Yeah, I'm just not a fan of it. And then because they get so soggy when they're frozen.
Yeah.
So I think they're gross. But anyway, so I put everything in a jar. And it just seems like the produce at Whole Foods will last me a whole 2 days. It's just, it has nothing in it.
Yeah.
It's like
trying to say we
too
got poison
organic.
on the other stuff.
Yeah, we do.
They
It's
spraying
got
some
shit. I don't
pesticides?
care how much you wash it. I mean, I even have the stuff that you use to wash fruit.
The stuff do you use to wash fruit?
Yeah, you don't have that little. There's some. It's like soap for fruit, but it's not really soap, and it's to take off supposedly whatever bullshit it has. Yeah.
Do you use it?
Yeah.
Do you feel like it does something?
Nah. So I just said I was going to stop buying it, but I just bought one, so I'm going to use it until it's done.
Okay.
But yeah, it's like a little. They have them at the grocery store right there in
I've never noticed.
Yeah, usually right underneath the apples.
Huh. Weird.
Yeah, I don't know why right underneath the apples, but usually they're right underneath the apples. Such a random conversation that we're kicking off this podcast with.
It is.
But I just like.
This is how we catch up off the microphone.
Yeah, exactly.
Everybody, we talk about our produce purchases.
Yeah, exactly. So I was just like, man. So anyway, so that's why I don't do. I just feel like everything at Walmart. You know what I've never done though? And then one day I needed. I don't know what I needed at Walmart, but I went there for something and I happened to go buy the kids' clothes. And I had seen a reel. I don't know if I talked about this. I feel like I'm having deja vu about what I'm about to say. But I saw there's the Justice brand now inside Walmart. And that used to be like not a department store, but a store inside the mall. And I saw a little girl, like there was a reel going around. And it was a reel of a little girl saying, well, now she was older, but she was like, my mom worked so hard to be able to shop for me at Justice. And now it's at Walmart.
Oh,
and so she does this reel going around Walmart and it's all the Justice stuff. But I thought, oh, maybe that must be like in California or somewhere else because I don't go to Walmart. So I hadn't seen it. So then I go to Walmart. And it's so funny. I see it. I'm like, it's fucking true. They have this Justice. And it's the same thing with Champions or Champ.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay,
or
so
not Starter, right? Champions was like more.
Champions was in Walmart for a little bit until it got to now it became a brand again. I don't know who rocked it first to where now it's back at like, at Foot Lockers, at those places. I mean, they were always there, but they were in Walmart too for a little while.
Yeah.
So is the Starter, but Starter was kind of a good brand back in the days.
It'll make
the
a comeback.
jackets, maybe. But I was tripping out. I couldn't believe I saw that brand there. But then I saw the baby clothes there. I said $2.
Oh yeah.
I said, "Fucks am I doing?"
Yeah. What did you Target like $9-10 for? No,
I mean, it's like $6 for pennies and Sunny's little T-shirts and stuff like that. But I didn't know it was that cheap. And I thought, well, you know what? Buying it at this price, I wouldn't care if they got paint on it. I wouldn't care if I had to get rid of it every month. Does that make sense? Because $2, I mean, I know this economy is kind of tough, but $2 is just not it's cheaper than $6, $8, $10, you know? So I think I'm going to do that for Sunny, and I feel really bad because neither one of my kids has ever gotten anything at Walmart, but sorry, Sunny.
I sent you and Marissa the meme of the kids. Did you see it in our group? It was like first kid and the room was like a fucking fortress. And then second kid, it's just a wood floor with a mattress.
And then the third.
That was nothing for the third. It was nothing for the third.
My mom got on me this like literally 2 days ago. She's like, what do I buy Jimena? I said, I don't know. I mean, she is 16 months. So
yeah.
I can wrap one of her old gifts again and she'll open it up and then it's kind of like
something for a picture.
Yeah, exactly. So she's like, you know something? I'm really, literally, she was dead serious too. I mean, she looked at me and said, you know something? I'm like, is she really going to get on me about something at 41? I'm really tired of you just giving Sunny hand-me-down things. She deserves her own thing. She goes, did we ever give Cynthia anything that was yours? I'm like, well, 2 reasons why. First of all, I was chubbier than her growing up. And then second of all, she's always been taller than me. So there's no way she could ever keep my hand-me-downs because they would have never fit her. So it doesn't matter. So I proved that point. And then she said, well, what about toys? I'm like, well, Cynthia wasn't very smart about toys. I said, because we would both want the same toy. And there might have been like multiples of it, like different colors, something. I used to try to always convince her to get the same toy, but you get one color and I get one color, or I'll get one of this and you get one of that. Then we have both.
Hell yeah.
Then that makes sense in your brain. It made sense in mine, but she didn't think, I want my own. I'm like, it's the same thing I have though. Get the different one.
Yeah.
So we can both, we can share it. I don't want to share my stuff. Okay. She's still the same way though. She doesn't really care to share.
Jeez.
Yeah. She does not like to share. And that probably has to do with my mom, because my mom didn't do the sharing thing. Everybody's got their own shit. You've got your own toys. You've got your own toys.
How do you handle? We were actually, so we went out of town for the weekend, visit some family, and pick up the kids for Christmas break and the whole thing. We came in like later yesterday. It was only like a day and a half, 2-day trip. But man, it took it out of me because I usually don't trap. Like you get all the family, like all one family. My sister came from Austin. We were on the outskirts of Austin, and then us, their kids, my other brother's kids, twins. And it was a lot, right? And it's just, you know how it is. Like you get a bunch of people together and everyone's traveling to meet at one area. So anyway, we're just doing the whole thing. And after the kids went to sleep, people start falling off. Like, all right, I'm hitting the bed. I'm going to bed. My brother and I stayed up till 2:30, just hitting the bourbon hard too. And just catching up because I hadn't seen him in a long time since they moved over there, probably like, I don't know, 6-7 months or something like that. And we're just talking about parents and getting older. So I wanted to ask you, like, how do you deal with, you have your mom, we're half siblings, right? So his mother passed away a couple years ago. So it's just, we have our dad to relate to. But like you were saying, is she really going to get on to me at 49 about XYZ?
41, boo-boo. Not 49 yet.
No, my bad. Well, how old is your mom?
My mom is 61.
I guess I thought you were saying her age, but she's at 61. You're at 41, right? Damn, she took offense to that too. Like 41.
I am 49. Not 49 yet, because that means I didn't achieve all my goals. I told y'all I got 10 years. Yeah,
that's gonna be a problem. But how do you? And maybe the listeners will probably like want to know this too. Like, how do you handle that when it comes to like, Mom, I'm in my 40s and my second kid. What do you even say? And do you say anything?
I don't anymore.
You just let her. You're
and
gonna take it.
That just started when I started having kids. She still tries to say things, and I just will say, okay, mom, okay, ma, okay. Like, that's my way of saying, just don't. I'm not asking for your opinion. One time I had to tell her, no one told you how to parent, so don't tell me how to parent. I had to, because I feel like I need to figure it out. I feel like we all, even if you kind of don't want to, we've taken something from our parents,
of course,
right? And so I feel like I've taken from my parents.
Even the things we don't want to take from them.
So yeah, I like I said, Pete feels like I'm just too laid back, right? Like he's like, I don't take away stuff from Penny. And say, we'll all walk on shaggy eggshells around here because of Penny, okay? No one can say nothing to Penny. And I'm like, it's not that, no, I just know how I can get her. And like, I just know. And I've already realized very early on, because I've talked about spanking her, right? That spanking does not work for her. It's more of a, okay.
Yeah.
Cool, dude. Thanks for spanking me.
That's all you got?
Yeah, exactly. I'm just waiting for those words. But
they're coming.
Yeah. So she's with her, it's more of a, if I say you're really disappointing me, or you're upsetting me and then you don't like me to scream. So the next thing I'm going to do is scream at you. So which one do you want me to do? And then it's a countdown. The other day I just told her, that is it. I mean, I lost it. I said, I'm going to spank you because you don't get it. And I said, and I'm really nice to you all the time. And I'm just like, and she's just looking at me. And then finally she's just like, I'm sorry, Mom. And she starts crying. But it takes a lot. Yeah. So there's a lot of things that I don't do. But also my mom was like that too, though. I talk a lot of shit. I talk back. My mom's like, I'm letting you know right now. I'm letting you know, and I'm letting you know.
This is your warning.
Yeah, and it was so many, I'm letting you know. And then finally, it was like, here you go. You know what I'm saying? I gave you like a whole 8 months of warnings. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was a lot of warnings. Yeah, my mom's, and actually after that, my mom's just kind of stopped. And I think I told you, I was really surprised. My mom, like, one day she just said, she's like, she didn't say I think, she goes, you're a way better parent than me. And I was just like, oh, well, thank you. I even kept it. She wrote it in my birthday card this past year. Like, I cut that bitch out and I put it in my planner as a reminder. Every time I open it, I'm like, what? She said,
Frame
what?
that shit.
For real. This episode is brought to you by Major Beauty. Your girl is about to hook you up because y'all know how I do my lashes all the time. And Major Beauty is going to offer $20 off your initial full set of lashes, and the first 6 months you can also use this promo code HERR20 and you can get $20 off your membership, because she does offer membership services. So she not only does eyelashes, she also does permanent makeup, those new henna eyebrows. If you're not ready to go full force on the tattooing of the eyebrows, you can try them out by getting this henna stuff done. I haven't tried it because y'all know I got microbladed eyebrows, but I do use Kiana for my lashes. She is my new lash tech. I'm loving her. She's great and she's super duper professional, and you're going to love her little studio. So check her out, The Major Beauty. Make sure you use promo code HERR20 to get a discount off your full set and your membership for the next 6 months, guys. So it was kind of like, you're a great mother. And I was like, okay. But I think for her, she feels that way, and I don't know what her excuse would be or what, but I think she sees it because she sees that Penny's involved in all kind of activities. My mom didn't put me in no activities. I put myself in activities. My mom just said, here, how much money do you need? Take yourself there. Ask a friend to take you there. Figure it out, right?
Call a taxi.
Yeah, basically. Ask your aunt, somebody else, but I can't take you. So if you want to do something, figure out how you're going to do this. And I told you, I was on the drill team and the soccer team. So I had one bag was for the soccer, one bag was for dance. And then, you'd stay for practice. And then I still would have private ballet classes. But so I don't know how my brain knew this. And every time I think about it, I was like, isn't it weird that, I don't really know what it was, because I don't know that any one of my kids will be that savvy, but it's because they're not going to have to be. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I figure it all out for them.
I say this all the time, Dawn. Like, do our kids need a little bit more adversity than they're seeing? Because we're making it so they see no adversity, which is great, but also that's going to do something to them later.
Yeah, I feel that way because I knew that if I took the ballet class it wasn't around the corner, but it was literally like, you got out of the school, I walked to the next light, and the shopping center was there, and that's where the dance school was. I knew that when I got out of school, I walked there. Class was at 6:15. I was done at 5:30 practicing. I could walk and make it to the class there. I'd bring like a snack. And then I'd go to the 6:15 ballet class. I was done at 7:15. And then my mom would pick me up, because by that time she was off of work, or my dad was off of work, and it was obviously too late to walk home. So somebody made the effort to come pick me up. And then it was like homework. And I'm like, speaking of all that, I'm like, how was I that responsible? That's like a whole grown up.
A whole grown up and a half.
Like,
in high school.
You're like, okay, well, I got to go to soccer, and now I got to go to dance, and then I got to go to my private dance class, and then I got to go home and do homework and still keep passing because I can't be in any of these activities. Versus now, I don't think kids give a fuck. Like, they're just like, me, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. What do you think?
As far as them caring about stuff, like,
I just don't think like they honestly don't care about school the way we did. And right now, I feel like if neither one of my girls decided they didn't want to go to college, I'm okay with it, right?
I'm beyond okay with it, honestly.
Versus,
as long as they have skills.
Exactly. For sure that has to happen. But versus, Luisa's on her way now.
Oh, that's nice.
Tell Pete.
All right, now go ahead. In the meantime, real quick, text him, patreon.com/Her Lounge podcast. Join now. A lot of fresh and new ideas coming into the new year. We have some creative meetings to do between the groups here to get ready for January. But yeah, sign up, patreon.com/Her Lounge podcast.
For sure. But yeah, so it's weird. I just don't think they're growing up the same. I don't think they have the same responsibilities. I don't think they care about the same things. I don't really have control of Mickey, so we can't really do anything about it. But with the girls, I don't know what responsibility to give them though. Does that make sense? Because there's nothing they need to be responsible for. Mm-hmm. I mean, when I was growing up, I was a child of a first generation, so I was the first one to learn English. So I was the first one having to help, figuring, translating and doing all these things. So for me, growing up was a lot different versus my girls. They don't have to worry about if my parents speak English or, I don't have to call in to do something for myself because my mom already knows how to speak English, I mean, when I got into junior high, my parents were good to go. I think it was more like 5th grade. My parents were good to go then. It was kind of like, okay, we've learned enough English. We don't need you anymore. Thanks. But by that time I'm done. I'm grown, like I'm such an adult by the 5th grade. So, I think everything's different. And it goes all back to, I guess, how we grew up. But yeah, I don't know. My mom hasn't said anything to me anymore ever since that day. I just had to tell her, like, no one told you how to parent. No one corrected you. No one did anything. So let me do it. Because I feel like also that's how you learn as a parent is by making mistakes, unfortunately, right?
Hell yeah.
And it might not be good mistakes that you make, but, it kind of helps you.
Yeah, it's a learning process for sure. And I was thinking about it just honestly recently, like the adversity thing. Mm-hmm. I think our kids have, like, we have to just, in my mind, frame like the adversity that they might have if it's anything at all. Like for us, it would be like dual households and dual parenting, like having to deal with that as a kid. Mm-hmm. Like that's a bit of an adversity, like I guess internally and emotionally. And then, maybe for y'all's kids, like a dad that's in an unorthodox industry that travels and that might, bring up some kind of hiccups and that's adversity. But as far as growing up poor or growing up like with not a lot or having to like translate and having to like maybe fill out paper or something like that, like they're not doing stuff like that. It's got to be totally different.
Even it was funny because Penny goes, oh, she had her little play on Friday.
Oh yeah, how was that?
So cute. And it was funny because she kept being in the back and I was like, why is this girl in the back? She likes to show off. I don't know why. I think she wanted her space to be able to like make her moves to dance. And she was like, we're too crowded here. I need my own little space. But finally I took the best video. She kind of gets in front of the little boy and like, all right, bitch, move out the way. Like, I done let you be in front of me for too long. But it was funny because the director came and she talked to me and she said, I can't believe Penelope was in the back. She's like, whenever we would rehearse, she was the one that knew it. All the kids like watched her and she would get down. She's like, she would get serious. And I just started laughing. She goes, and then today she was in the back. I'm like, I know. I was like, I didn't know why she was in the back either. And, so it was funny because we were talking about that, but I feel Penny's going to be my performer, but I also feel Jimena is too, because she loves to dance. Do you put anything, and then when I'm mad at her, she knows that I like to watch her dance, or, and she keeps the beat good too. She's on beat. She's not off beat. She's on beat. If I get mad at her, she'll just stop and I'll be yelling at her. She's like, because she knows that's going to make me like either hug her, because I always laugh at it. I'm like, oh, she figured it out. This makes my mom's laugh. This makes my mom like hug me. So I'm just going to stop here while she's yelling at me. Yesterday, she bit me and I like said, hey, and then she just looks and she just puts her like a dog puts her tail on her. She just kind of puts her head on me. I'm just like, you're not supposed to do that. She's bad, man. I'm just going to say
just flat out. She's
bad, man. She's bad. I hope it's just a little phase, but she might get spanked a lot earlier.
Jesus Christ.
It's out of control, man. She doesn't care. She went up to Mickey just because she felt like it. And scratched the fuck out of her face. Just because. Mm-hmm. Mickey was just chilling there with Penny watching a movie, a Christmas movie. Everybody was like chilling. I was washing dishes, and the next thing you know, Penny comes over there. She's like, Mom, I need a Band-Aid. I'm like, for what? She's like, Sonny just scratched Mickey in the face. I'm like, what? That's what happened, Mick. She's like, I don't know. We were just sitting here, and she just decides to come
Wolverine her.
and then just walks off like nothing.
She woke up and chose chaos.
I was like, okay, well, somebody's got to tell her something. We can't just be like, well, Sunny just like, no, say no, tell her no. Like she needs to know,
Yeah.
you know? I'm just like, we all think it's funny. It ain't funny until she gets older, you know? Yeah, so that's what's been going on in my house, bro.
So we all had a church thing too this weekend, right? And an event.
Listen, the church thing was fantastic. And my friend Leslie and her kids came, and my sister-in-laws came, their husbands came. It was really cool. I'm glad everybody came. And the reason I kind of want, it's such a good story, you know. We went last year, but it was a different play. This year, the production was good. I mean, it was like they went all out. So they came. They always do this every year, and there's a huge train station in the middle. It's many train stations. So it's like you watch the little trains. It's almost like they build a whole, like, you know, a whole little community. And then there's 3 different ones. They have scavenger hunts for the kids, and then they give them like these little baggies. And it was really cool. And it was really cool that my family, my sister came too, you know, everybody came and joined us. And I was like, even Mickey, before she went home yesterday, she was like, man, today was really a good day. I said, it really was. Cause we went out to eat for my sister's birthday. And, you know, my girlfriend joined us, my friend Leslie did. And, you know, her kids came, and she and I have the same birthday. I am 2 hours older than her.
What?
Isn't that crazy?
That's crazy.
You want to know how we met? So she is, her husband and my ex are very good friends. They went to school together. So she and I, that's how we met. Anyway, when we first met, we had gone out to their friend's ranch. It's the guy that I told you they own all this land. Did I ever tell you about that? Okay. So we're sitting out doing a bonfire, right? And we're sitting around. And then she's just talking, and this is the first time I met her. So, you know, you just kind of meeting everybody. And I'm just like, man, me and this girl have a lot of things in common. I was like, too many. Like it was, you know, they have things in common with people, but this was like too much of personalities. I said, when's your birthday? Because that was my first thought. She's like, she's such a Libra, right? And she's like, October. I'm like, oh, really? I said, October what? I said, are you a Libra? She goes, yeah. I said, no wonder. And I said, October what? She goes, October 8th. I said, me too. No way. She said, I knew it. I said, this was so crazy. I was like, I knew there was just like too much. Like it was too many similarities. Like just too many things in common.
Can I trade you for my sister?
Yeah. I was like, what? I was like, this is crazy. And then, yeah. So
it's so rare, you know, to find
rare,
like
exact
same month,
birthday.
much less same day.
Yeah. And so our birthdays are the same. So ever since then, she and I had always celebrated our birthdays together. And it made it fun and easier for everybody because we all had the same friends. So we did a bunch of fun stuff. I mean, we did like a party bus. We had some good old little times. Like, you know.
That's such a girl thing.
Well, it was everybody. It was guys and girls.
Okay.
So it was like a whole party thing.
Yeah, but like to say, hey, we're going to celebrate a birthday together.
Yeah, and I also think it was easier because it's not, if I did something, it's not like I'm going to say, hey, can you guys join us? Well, Marcel and I are going to go do something for my birthday. So it was kind of like, let's just do our birthdays together. I think it makes because we have same friends. Where are they going to go? Whose birthday?
Well, dude, since your sister doesn't like sharing, if it was her, she'd be like, all right, I'll take Saturday, you take Friday.
Exactly, right. So so we always did them together. We've had some great stories. Like,
that sounds awesome.
Yeah, it was always a blast, and it was always partying like hardcore. And then now she has kids and I have kids, so it's like totally different.
Damn.
Totally different.
Like it happens in like in a snap
fast.
of a
And
finger.
she had a hard time having her kids. So, you know, she struggled a lot. So for me, it was really like hard to see my friend go through that, you know, like, and I didn't understand it because, you know, I didn't care to have kids at the time, but I saw, you know, the disappointment in her. And I was just like, man, it's crazy how having kids is just so important, or, you know, something they desire. And this goes back, what a crazy way for me to segue into this thing that I saw. But I saw this video from the Right-Winged Angel. Okay. Did you see it?
Which one? I do follow him, so probably. Okay,
here we go. My transgender talking, guys. I already know. And it's right before Christmas. What an awful way to kick it off. But looks like a straight man. I mean, the beard is big. I mean, you can tell that this person, when they were female, had to be pretty because he's very caramel color, has colored eyes. So I can.
The blonde beard guy?
Yes.
Bro. Brosevinas. This is a crazy story.
I had to go find them on TikTok because I knew that's where he was.
Yeah.
I knew that's where he had to be. And I don't know how to work TikTok. So my sister was over the house yesterday. I said, I'm trying to find this person on TikTok. I know you know how to find it because she loves TikTok. So I was like, can you help me figure out how I find this person?
I hate that
And she
app.
found me too. I don't even know how to work it, but I know that's where you go. You can find this shit there.
Yeah.
So I told her, I said, can you help me find him? And sure enough, she took the phone from me and she found him. I was like, and I found all his stories where he's like with his daughter. And, you know, and then in the back of my mind, here's what I thought. And it's crazy. And you know what made me think about this was when Joe Rogan told Matt Walsh, why do you care if a couple does not want to have kids? Right. And then I don't know why, when I was, maybe because I was being judgy by watching this man, female, whatever it is, and getting upset about it. I was like, why do you care? It's like none of your business. And then I thought, you know why I care? Because I don't want this to be the norm for my kids. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's why it makes me upset. Or you trying to take away the right to say only females can birth. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's where I have the problem with it. I think that's why I care. Is because of the whole, you know, women have fought for all types of rights. And then all of a sudden we just all naturally have to give in and accept the fact that women who are transforming into men can say that they are pregnant men.
Yeah. I love these conversations. Clearly, your husband and I talk about this stuff all the time in RPT, but it's a shame that, I don't know if it's just in America. I mean, obviously, this stuff doesn't happen in other countries. Like, these conversations aren't being had. You're going to die. We're going to hang you. We're going to kill you if you even try to bring up the kind of topics, right? People don't want to talk about that.
And remind me, let's talk about that because I have something to say about that real quick.
Well, here, it's just like we have the liberty of having all these crazy conversations. Like, it's so comfortable. Like we were talking, it's so easy that like we're making up problems. We're making up issues, right? And when it comes to that, like I love having these conversations, but it's a shame that people can't have like a real like ping and pong about it because it's a crazy third rail kind of conversation, but you feel it should be one way and that the future should look a certain way. And people across the aisle think completely like, I don't know if it was him, right-winged angel, but somebody else posted, or it might've been Savannah, one of the reporters that we've had on the podcast or something, posted a video asking a mom at one of these drag queen Christmas event whatever, and they were in one of them was in Texas, I think.
It was Landon Starbucks. I think she posted that video. I know exactly which video.
And she asked the mom, like, hey, do you think it's appropriate? And the mom was just kind of like, yeah, I mean, this is like, Disney's got stuff like this. Like, it's not that far off from Disney. And they cut to like a part of the program and she's talking about her junk or maybe his junk, whatever it was. You know what I mean? I don't know how to paint the picture without like having YouTube get upset, but you know what I'm saying. Y'all know what I'm saying. It was not appropriate, but the mom's just like, yeah, it's totally cool. Like, I mean, Disney has, you know, same sex this and like, it's all like, whatever. Everybody's cool. Everybody's fucking being weird. I don't know. I think that's odd, right? And for people to want to be like, or parents to be like, this is totally normal. It's totally normal. Like, what? You're taking to a drag Christmas parade fucking program thing and saying it's, you know what I mean? Like, it's strange. It's a strange world.
It's very strange. One of the ladies said, well, I'm here with my daughter and they stimulate sex anyway, or simulate sex in schools anyway. So what is this?
That's what the mom said?
Yes, one of the moms. She says they watch simulated sex anyway at school, so this isn't any different. I said, what fucking school is allowing that?
Well, maybe the one that was passing around butt plugs and dildos that Project Veritas confronted last week.
And going back to, it's a third world, like, you know, only we are dealing with this, yet other countries are not. Okay. My girlfriend sends me this DM of an African, I think it was in Nigeria, where if you've raped or pedophile, anything like that, you're dying. You're getting hung, period. There is no trial by jury. There is no read me my Miranda rights. There ain't none of that. It's you're dying. And I said, I wish America went on ahead and did that here because we pity and we empathize and we have to feel bad for MAPS.
Yeah. Oh, no.
What?
That's so dumb.
What?
And for those of you that don't know, it's minorly attracted persons. Basically,
pedophiles.
Pedos.
I'm like, wait, you're telling me this is okay? You're telling me that we should have some kind of empathy for them and feel sorry for them because of what they went through. And
what?
just let me just breathe. Anyway, you know, and I'm just like sitting there wondering to myself, like, why don't we do this here? Why do we have to feel bad for anybody who's over there raping someone or, you know, letting them sit in jail?
Yeah.
And there, our taxes are paying for them to live comfortably 3 meals a day and getting to work out and, you know, outside. And
all those conversations are necessary. Like, what's the term? The when you kill somebody and when they're incarcerated, death penalty. Like, you know, the death penalty.
and they still sit there for a minute though. And
Yeah.
and I get it. And I know some people are wrongly accused, and I'm not in denial of those things,
Right.
but you know, I just kind of like feel like, bro,
You would think the children part, like this, what's going on right now, whatever's transpiring in America, like you would think more people, and I'm sure they are up in arms that like, hey, let's slow y'all's roll with what we're trying to normalize, you know, with kids.
Well, you know what? This lately, I don't know if you've seen all the Britney Spears conspiracies. I posted
No.
it yesterday because I guess supposedly like she's got clones of her that they've made of her. And, you know, everybody's like, isn't it weird that she dances really weird on her videos? But yet this one person posted a video of her and she's like with the dance instructor and they're like doing a whole choreography and she ain't doing all this weird shit, you know? But the fact that it's getting weirder like that baby now that can be created.
Oh yeah, outside of the womb kind of thing. Yeah.
When they try to sell it to you as like now families that aren't able to have children, okay, that sounds good, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel for anybody, you know, like I said, my girlfriend who struggled, you know, like I saw her, you know, like just sadness of, you know, her trying and not being able to. And, but I mean, if you're going to be like, okay, take the diabetes gene away. I want her to have blue eyes and I want her to have blonde hair or whatever the case. Is that not weird versus seeing what your child would look like with you and your spouse?
I mean, it is, but it sounds awesome. We can create superheroes, basically. You know what I'm saying?
It's scary.
Everybody's got like, you know, Conor McGregor speed. Everybody looks like fucking whatever model you want them to look like without all the surgeries of the Kim K's of the world.
It is insane to me. Like I was just like, no way. Also, while I was going down that rabbit hole, have you ever heard of vocal fry?
Yeah.
Oh, I had never heard of that.
Make fun of it all the time. Don does it from time to time.
Okay,
in
I
conversation.
know like what it is, but I know it actually had a freaking name. Like I didn't know it had like an actual what you call it. And it was funny because I watched this I guess she's a speech therapist. I don't know. And every time she did the example, I was like, "Oh, I kind of do that.
do that from like time to time.
Like totally." And I was like, "Oh my God." And you know why I went down rabbit hole? Because Gina Carano, is that her name? She posted the funny, bro, you have to watch it, guys. I'm sorry if you're not watching us, but
you should be.
you should be, yes. But you have to listen to this. And it's funnier when you watch it because of the fact that you get to see the actual expression on this guy's face. He's an actor too.
By the way, love Gina Carano.
Yes, me too.
She's,
I was always a fan of hers, though.
I mean, cool as an athlete.
Even
total
before,
hottie.
like,
yeah.
Any of this, like,
Her Rogan was great. Like you could tell she wanted to like go in more on the conspiracies, and Rogan kind of like nipped it in the bud a little bit.
Okay, Rob, do
Yeah.
you know how to work Twitter?
Yeah. What are you searching for?
I want to see her post, and I'm not seeing like that post that I saw.
Oh, you have to click on media. So there's
media. Oh, yeah. Okay. I see that. Okay. Let's see this video. Okay. Here it is. It's so funny. Hold on. Let me start it over.
What can I get you?
I'd like a large coffee.
Okay, so hot coffee.
Hot coffee.
Okay, room for cream.
Totally leave room for cream.
Why are you talking like that?
Why are you talking like that?
Because this is my voice?
This is my voice.
No, it's not. I heard you talking a minute ago. I know you don't talk like that.
Neither do you, because nobody actually talks like this. You choose to talk like this, and today I chose to talk like this. Pretty fucking annoying, isn't it?
Why are you so rude, man?
Just stop doing that.
I can't help it. It's my voice.
No, it's not. It's an affectation that annoying teenagers and rich people use to sound like they don't give a shit. Except you work in a coffee shop, so I know you're not rich, and you don't look like a teenager. Unless you're Eunice Kennedy Shriver, knock it off.
So just because I talk like this means I don't give a shit? And what exactly am I supposed to not give a shit about?
That's an excellent question to ask yourself in your actual voice.
Excuse me. Some of us would like to order.
Okay.
You're a total dick, man.
There you go. Good. You're talking.
I love Mark Duplass. That's
his
funny.
name. I knew he was an actor. I was
Yeah.
like, I couldn't remember his name. Was that not hilarious?
So funny.
I saw that and I was just like, oh my God.
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, it sounds normal to me because if you watch the Kardashians,
Nothing about them is normal.
that's how they talk. What I mean is like that sound. I
Yeah.
never even knew there was such a thing.
Yeah.
So I of course I have to go down rabbit holes, right? So then I go on YouTube and look up vocal fry, right? And so then vocal fry, that's why I said I think she's a speech therapist. Is what it would be. I don't really know, or a vocal specialist.
Yeah, it's even a technique in singing. Like you add fry sometimes to
And
certain...
she was saying how fast your little like vocal cords are going when you go, yeah. Like they're moving so fast. It's
Yeah.
crazy. I forgot like what the speed was. And I'm like, really?
It's really
And
bad for your throat, actually.
Well, yeah. And this because you're not putting enough oxygen. And so it's like you're not having enough oxygen inside, like in your throat, I guess, to be able to talk. So you're taking shorter breaths, I guess, to be able to do that or something like that. I don't remember, to be honest with you, but I went, and then there's another one that.
And that's a very California thing. Like that's a very West Coast kind of thing. The vocal fry, the whole fry thing, like Silicon Valley kind of like probably where he was, probably at that Starbucks or whatever.
I could not stop laughing when I saw that. And so the caption or someone said something like vocal fry shit or something. And I was just like, what is vocal fry? And I had no idea. And so I went
That's
down there.
fascinating to me.
I had
You didn't know
no
what that
idea.
was.
No. And that's what I'm saying. You're so used to hearing that type of voice or that type of talking that you're just like, what?
That never annoyed you though? Well, no, because you fucking like the Kardashians. You probably enjoy that. You probably get.
I mean, I do when my cousin and I, we make fun of, we like, oh my God, Courtney, you look so pretty today. Like if I see her when we go to my grandma's house, my cousin Adrian's sister, she and I will always joke or we'll say, oh my God, Cam, and so it's kind of like a joke. So I know that it exists, but it's almost like we just kind of like joke about it. It's not like, oh my God.
And see, it's so common. I think that's why people don't like realize they're doing it.
I don't.
Dawn will do it from time to time, and only in certain. I always point it out too. I was like, stop doing that. Because I was like, I'll be like, hey, stop. She was doing that over the weekend. She was talking to my sister-in-law, and my sister-in-law is great, like great to have conversations with. And I don't know what it is. And Dawn's gonna listen to this. She doesn't get mad that I even brought it up. But when Dawn's trying to explain something that like she knows really well, like she'll like get deep into like what she's saying, but it turns into a fry. It's almost like. Because because you said it in a vocal fry, you're supposed to be taken more seriously. You're taken less seriously. You know what I mean? Sorry, but it's true. It's weird, and it just comes and goes. Like people don't realize they're doing it. You don't realize you're doing it.
I don't realize that I'm doing it either. And then sometimes, and it's another joke that we do. Like I think I do it to you sometimes even. I'll call my sister and be like, hi.
Oh, yeah, we do that too.
I do that all the time. Or bye.
I don't even know what that's from.
I don't know what that's from either.
I
but
think it's Parks and Rec or something. It was from a show.
Is it? Is that what? I don't know where it's from, but I know I do it all the time and I joke about it. So.
You know the show with I forgot the actress's and actor's name, but they're like, don't be suspicious, don't be suspicious. I think it's either Parks and Rec. Someone right now is screaming at the radio. But
I love Parks and Rec.
Do you? Is it the one where it's like the really obnoxious sister or the really obnoxious girl where she's like, give me money. Give me money. And like the guy's like, you're better off if you just give her the money. She'll get out of the way. He's like, I'm not giving you any money. Give me money. She's a really funny comedic actress, but she's the one that she's like, okay, bye. He finally gives her the money, or he's like, I said, give me money. And she starts shattering stuff in the office, like breaking the vases and breaking everything.
God.
He's like, fine. He's like, okay, bye. She walks out.
That is hilarious. Yeah. So I didn't even know what that was. So it's funny. And then I'm like, I think I do that sometimes. I'm like going down the rabbit. So now I'm like self-conscious. Like I'm conscious about it now.
Good, you should be.
Because I was like, ew, why would I do like I'm 41. Why are you doing that?
Can you imagine being on a phone working a contract and then you start going into like this West Coast vocal fry?
So I'm not really okay with these numbers right now. So, and I talk like that when I'm like making fun of or
patronizing somebody.
Yeah, or if I'm telling people like, yeah, Pete,
Yeah.
I mean, come on. Like I'll do, but I don't know that I do it.
Hey, so we can't be there that day. Maybe like, Tuesday, but you know.
That part, it was crazy because she showed like what your vocal cords are doing on the YouTube video I watched.
That's weird. I want to watch that.
Yeah, I have to show it to you. And I was just like, Mom. And I was like, that's crazy isn't that crazy just how our vocal cords work?
Yeah.
I was tripping out. It was more interesting to me that I went down this vocal fry.
It is. It's so random that you watch anything related to like the voices. There's this channel I watch called The Charismatic Voice, and she's like a super famous, like classically trained just vocalist, and she's been in operas and all, whatever. So what she does on her YouTube channel, she just breaks down different songs, like different artists, anything from like the Beatles to Metallica and Slipknot or whatever.
Yeah.
And she'll just diagnose how they sing, what they're doing, and then she'll talk about the music itself or the music videos themselves, and then like all the techniques, like how they sound like that, or how do they reach this, and yesterday I was literally watching, ironically enough, a Slipknot video where she was like, yeah, like the fry that he's doing there in between like certain choruses, like it's hard on the voice, but he makes it like seamless, and it was just all this random shit. So the fact that you bring up something about vocal fry, really,
I know,
one of those
right?
life's not real moments kind of thing.
Well, it's just me going down weird rabbit holes.
Now you're going to just be like, am I doing it right now? Am I doing it right now?
No, that's how I was right after I watched the video. I'm like talking. I'm like, did I just do it? Kind of. I elaborated one syllable here. I was like, is that considered a vocal fry? So now I was like all thinking about it, and I was all going down and I'm like, I'm going to go watch I never listen to myself again when I record, and I don't go watch myself. I'm just going to be honest with you. I don't want to.
Most people don't, unless you're Chingo Bling.
Yeah, I don't want to hear myself. I don't want to like look at my videos again. So I was like, now I'm going to go back and watch my shit to see if I've ever, like, if I do it a lot or if I just do it like when I'm joking or trying to emphasize something. So I really I'm conscious of it now, but now I hear it whenever someone's talking.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Oh yeah.
So now it's like, no, get out of my head. I wish I would have never known what that was because it was a total normal thing for my ear.
I love when Marisol learns something new.
Well, vocal fry though, of all things. Bitch, is that what you learned today? Yeah, it's actually what I learned today. I learned about vocal fry, I mean, why would I want to not learn about something more educational? But, that's what the rabbit holes I go down is vocal fry. What was I going to tell you?
That's so funny.
I was going to tell you something about that. Man, there was a reason why. Okay, so this conspiracy theorist girl that I watch, right? I really like her, but she talks like that, and now I never realized that she talked like that. So now I can't I just laugh at what she's saying because I hear the emphasized vocal fry, right? And now it's like, ma'am, I can't even take you serious anymore because I hear this
I will say this too.
accent. I don't even know what you want to call it.
It's definitely not an accent. I guess an inflection maybe. But they typically, I'm not going to lie, they're pretty attractive women that talk like that. Like they're just, that might be pretty airheadish, but they talk like that and they're very nice to look at. They're easy on the eyes, as they say.
Is that why they get away with it? Like
100%.
Kim Kardashian
Yeah.
and her sisters,
Totally.
they all get away with it because of that.
Yeah.
Because I think the person who has it the worst is probably Courtney, because that's who I know we make fun of.
1000%.
My cousin and I, that's who will be like, hi, Court.
You can't even do it like her. She has it such a deep, like, are you going to pull up a clip?
Let's look up some.
What? Soul has this one. What's the one where she's like, A, B, C, D?
Oh my God, it's my favorite one.
Is that the one? I thought that was one you were going to pull up.
That is my favorite one. I love that one.
Just YouTube that hoe. You know it's a clip.
One of my other conspiracy girls, she got her account back.
When you hear that music in the background, you know it's a...
Listen, what do you watch on YouTube? I'm watching someone make Cuban coffee using their Violetti. So
You could just go make the coffee, but you're watching somebody make the same thing?
no, I'm watching them make Cuban coffee using the Violetti.
gotcha.
So I wanted to see how they did it.
Okay.
So
I take it back.
I know. That's why I said it's the randomest things I watch, and it's like making coffee, like different coffees using your Bialetti. And everybody thinks like, why do you have one of those? Life is easier with
This is true.
Keurig or whatever. But I'm telling you guys, when you have coffee out of Bialetti, it's really hard to have it out of Keurig or. You know which one I would get though? I think it's called is it the Nestle?
Nespresso?
Nespresso, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the one.
That's one I've been raving about. Chingo was like, "Are you
So
sponsored by them?" Oh, dude, it's
So you really
amazing.
love it?
Love it.
But it's the combo, right? The one that
Keurig
y'all
and
get.
espresso, yeah.
Okay, so can you explain the difference while I look this up?
So you can put the cake. So it's got two sides. The pods for the K cup is a regular K cup pod, and then the Nespresso pods, which are really tiny, which are just a single ounce or 2 ounce or 4 ounce or 6 ounces of espresso. So you can make your cup of coffee, and like you're at the coffee shop, you open that one once it's done, take it out, and then you put the Nespresso on the right side, and you put an extra ounce or a shot or 2 shots of espresso in your coffee. Or you can just make a flat out espresso. Like this morning, like I've gotten into the habit where I just like we have these tiny little cups sold. They're literally they're like, you can only hold them with 2 fingers.
Oh
right?
yeah, I have some here.
That's the one that, we've used them before. And you just make the 2 ounces of espresso, and we have like a basket of just like different varieties of like strengths or whatever. It's so good. I mean, it's just, I can't talk about it enough. It's so convenient too. And it's actual espresso, right? It's not like, if you don't want to make the Keurig, fine. It's a little too watered down for you. I get it. But just make the hot shot of espresso.
We used to have we have an espresso machine in the back.
But that's like a real one too. It takes a while.
Yeah, it takes. Watch, guys.
So are we cool? Like, are we in agreement?
A, B, C, D, E, F, G. I have to go.
What the heck is A, B, C, D, E, F, G mean?
It's just a phrase I like to use. That means
Is that a real
the
phrase?
conversation is over.
It's over.
You've said this before.
You've never heard that phrase?
You've never heard that phrase?
Have you?
Yes, that means the convo is done.
If you say A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
Dang.
Yeah. G, goodbye.
Oh my God.
Oh my god. And, Kylie talks really slow like that too.
Yeah, she's just a little slow. I mean,
It's just
slow-witted
weird.
in general.
Is it? Okay, is that what it is? Yeah. Trust me, it was the weirdest thing, guys. I know it's like, why are you talking about that when it's so dumb? I know, but I'm weird like that. I'll just hear one thing. Because right now, I'm into what is that stupid thing called? We talked about it the other day, Rob. Where supposedly that's where everybody goes down this rabbit hole in
MK Ultra?
MK Ultra. Oh, see, I can't even think of it. I'm still down that little rabbit hole because it's scary. And I'm wondering, because they claim that Britney Spears is
that's okay.
part of the
I could see
MK.
that. I could see that. But
You think?
prior to that, did you see or did you think that like mind control like that was possible? No?
Rob, I'm so weird now to the point where I'm terrified of a lot of stuff. I was thinking about it the other day. I was like, you have developed this weird anxiety. I'm not talking about anxiety like I can't be around a lot of people. Not that kind of anxiety. It's more of an anxiety of like, I see shit about the MK Ultra or anything like cloning, or I saw this one about why they're pushing this the whole kid situation, like why they're just exposing them, wanting them to be gay and, doing all these things to them. And I'm just like, can that really be true? Like, why would anybody really do this? The whole cloning thing, it's like also that. It's like, why? Because supposedly, here's the conspiracy, guys. And what is it, Chris USA on...
Okay. On our Discord?
On our Discord. She loves this shit. So, okay, so here's the thing on Britney. Supposedly, the only reason she's still alive, right? And then they used this quote from, I guess, her dad that had said something along the lines of like, if we wouldn't have done the conservatorship or whatever that ship, then who knows if she'd be alive right now.
But he was like a piece of shit to her, right?
Right. But supposedly it was because they had him controlled.
Oh, so they had him controlled as well.
And so he was having to do whatever they told him to do, which was why Britney Spears was still working and doing shit to make money. So they couldn't kill her off, whatever this MK Ultra thing is. So they made her work. So she was still making all this money during this time. And so if you look, she had made a comment one time, I guess, on one of these conspiracy theorist people. And it said, look, guys, she wrote, is this really you or is this one of your clones? And then Brittany replied and said, clone. I know that anybody could do that, right? And it's just like you're reading too much into it. But then when you go, and then I saw this other thing where it's like, if you really want to understand, like the earth is not flat, I think Juan Big Stoner was the one that sent that one. Mm-hmm. And so I was like, bro, I don't know that I want to sit here and watch this. Because I started watching the first 1 minute of it and I was just like off. Because I already feel like so paranoid and weird about shit. Like,
so what if it is? So what if the world is flat and Britney Spears is also an MK Ultra, not agent, but like a victim or whatever? What are you gonna do, right? It's kind of fun to talk about because it could be like here's a story.
But then are we clones, Rob?
Are we clones? I mean, aren't we? If you believe we're created in God's image, aren't we just a clone of Him?
Yeah, but is there another one of us? Like, did they like? Is there
alternate reality? I totally believe that there's other.
Oh, see, my heart just went from being calm to like starting to pump.
Yeah, like the easiest way to describe it for me would be like all the Marvel movies as of recently, like they've discovered like quantum, whatever realities, and like there's other realities where like it's like a timeline of our lives, but in either past or future, going on simultaneously. I don't know. I've bought into it.
Or how you said there's always there's a twin of you somewhere.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's always like, what? No, that couldn't be. And then I'm like, could that be right?
For you to think, and I maybe this will change when I get older, but to think that we're it. So this planet and these people on this rock is it in all of the galaxies and all of the universes.
Well, then there's like a whole thing where the same conspiracy theorist girl that I'm telling you about says that which we all know there's no such thing supposedly, right, as outer space. Mm-hmm. So
what is it?
It's really the outer space. It's underwater.
Well, I can't swim, so I'm fucked if this is true.
So there's a whole world underwater, and they've found shit under almost the same way they found like life out in outer space. There's also down there. If you think about it though, and this is what makes you kind of, have you ever gone like, even like not scuba diving, but have you ever done like the snorkeling when you've gone on a trip? Okay. And even then you kind of go a little bit deep in there because you're trying to see these big fishes or whatever it is. So if you ever look down, you start to think like, okay, well, that's a bunch of sand. What's below the sand?
Well, this is like,
is there more water? I've thought about that before because I've always thought like, well, that's weird because then you'll see like little fish come out of the sand out of nowhere.
Yeah, like, well,
what are they doing down there? Where are they at?
They're in the Earth's crust.
But how? And then there's no ending to the ocean. Like, where does it end?
What are we talking about here? Hey, am I talking to Tingle Bling right now?
I mean, think about it. I've always thought about it because like whenever like growing up, we'd go fishing with my dad, right? And so if you think, I really think the ocean's a mystery. I've always thought that, right? But I've never like gotten to conspiracies to where I'm like, what could be down under? You know what I'm saying? Have I thought about it? Yes. But now as an adult, as I've seen these videos, I'm like, what? I'm not the only fucking one that's thought that before. This is crazy. Now let me click your video. And now I'm going down this like, and they show this whole world thing. Well, the same person that I'm telling you about that I follow, she just posted an article that just came out where they have found stuff under, and they're going to go dig under the sand.
They're going to dig under the sand.
Under the sand of the ocean.
Okay, so they're going to go deep, like into the Earth's crust, core, whatever. What do you think is? I mean, do you believe that there's liquid hot magma at the center of the Earth, at the Earth's core, and that's where volcanoes get their? It's just a question. There's no right or wrong answer here. Leave a comment below if you think the Earth is flat and or there's not magma at the center of the Earth.
I don't know anymore. I don't, because I told you when I saw this video with this girl, I thought to myself, shit, I've always thought that too, because when we're sitting out there like waiting for these fish, and we're just kind of chilling, if you look, there's like no end. So where does the ocean go? Does it go down somewhere? Is there land after that, and then it becomes a beach?
Well, I mean, it curves with the earth. Like, what are we talking about
But
here?
then why doesn't it fall? Like,
I mean,
is that not? Why aren't the fish going like? So are the fish going in a circle too?
Are the fish going in a circle?
So are they going
too?
like this? Like, are they swimming like in a circle? Are they rotating with the earth? Or
Aren't
is
we
it
all
flat?
rotating with the earth?
But yeah, so is it flat? That's
We're all-
why it makes you think.
How high were you when you were watching
I
these
was
videos?
not, but I was like starting to think about crazy shit like that because I was like, what the fuck kind of shit? I'm like, damn, man. I was like, I am not high or, you know what I'm saying, on any drug right now. And I'm listening to, and I'm watching this. And then it makes you think because it does make you think about
Existence.
right, because like I said, you know, being Pentecostal and growing up with all these things, you know, of the church and, you know, because so then that used to always be my question. I don't know if I've ever said it on here, but the pastor at the deaf church where I used to work at, his son passed in the military. And so he made it his mission to always, on his anniversary, he goes out and talks to he speaks about his son. And then, you know, he tries to, you know, get soldiers to accept God, you know, to accept Christ or whatever. And so one day I just felt like, okay, he's a pastor. He lost his son, right? If God is going to come, and it says in the Bible, when he comes, he's going to judge the dead, right? And the living. Where are the dead right now? Are they just asleep? Like they don't even know they're dead?
I'd love to know the answer to that question.
Exactly. Right? So are they just like roaming around? Like, are they living on the same, are they living with us and we just don't know? Like there's someone here right now next to me and we just don't know?
I mean, I guess that's what mediums claim to be able to see, right?
Right. So that's what I'm saying. Like, what are they doing until God comes? And I said, so where are they? I said, and that was my question. I said, if it says in the Bible, right, that the day that God comes, he's going to judge the dead and the living. Where are they right now? And he says, I just feel like his thing was like, there's some kind of middle heaven. There's like this, like basically like a waiting area. And then I thought about Beetlejuice. Don't you? Have you seen?
Yeah, but it's been a long time since
when the dead are waiting in this lobby hospital area to see the consultant that's going to guide them through their dead to live on, right? And so I'm like, okay, so they're just chilling somewhere, like waiting to be seen.
They're in limbo, right?
Yeah, so they're in limbo, and basically that's kind of what he said to me. He's like, if I go based on the Bible, he's like, it's kind of like they're just chilling and waiting. I said, so I guess when you pass, because whenever my dad passed away, I was gifted a lot of books about people who passed and like then came back. Does that make sense? Like, I don't know, like gone in 60, I don't know, some
Well, that's a Nicolas Cage movie, but yeah.
No, it's like gone
Okay.
to heaven in 10 seconds or something like they were in heaven for a hot minute and then they woke up from this. And
From
they
death?
Yes.
Okay.
So they were like pronounced dead.
Oh, gotcha.
And so then it's a woman, she's telling her story. She said they had not called her husband yet, who had just left the hospital to go home and take care of her kids. And she said he was sitting on the couch reading the newspaper. Her kids were doing stuff. She said she saw all this. She went to her house. She's passed, right? Now they pronounced her dead or whatever. And she said that she saw when the hospital called her husband. She was there when he got the news. And she saw everybody was sad, but she said she was able to see into everyone's future, like her kids' future. And when she realized they were all going to be okay, like they were going to just do just fine, she said it was the weirdest feeling where she was like, I'm ready, God, I can go. Like it looks like everyone's going to be fine. I'm not like stressed about, and she said it's this comforting feeling of like, I'm good. I want to go. It's like you feel really good. And then she said they pretty much had put the sheet over her and then she kind of like just started breathing again. They saw through the sheet like that she was breathing, and they were like calling the ambulance. And then she said, I'm calling the ambulance, calling the doctors and stuff. And so she said she was still not awake, but she saw everyone coming to her and like trying to like see, like put oxygen back on her because they saw her like really breathing. So, but she said she didn't want to wake up because she saw this world of like just peace. So I was like, okay, well, that's interesting. Right. And you read a book and you're just like, okay, right. And then now we're talking about my dad's been gone for like over 14 years. So reading that a long time ago, and then now seeing all these conspiracy theories, and just it just kind of makes you wonder.
Yeah.
You know, like, so yeah, what is going on? Like all the people that passed during COVID, bro.
Yeah. And the ones that are dying suddenly now.
Suddenly.
Which is a perfect segue into Friday's episode.
Exactly, because too many kids.
Too many people, just in general.
Just dropping dead, literally.
Athletes, other doctors.
Literally dropping dead. Like, I just figured they're just going, "Meh,"
Yeah. They're going to the center of the earth.
or underneath the ocean.
That was great. It's a great
All right,
starting
guys. Merry Christmas.